gonna start the meeting now. The thing is, our dedication, recipients are inbound, so we're gonna go through a few, administrative stuff to get the meeting moving. Okay, Lean, where are you? Okay, matters for the tape recorder is important. We'll defer just for another minute, thank you.
Nice to see you guys on here. Ladies.
Just remember, this is one of the few nights you'll see the crowd here.
You can hold town meetings, huh?
Don't tempt me.
All in favor?
Okay, we're ready to go. We're gonna start the meeting. Okay, we're gonna bring the Dunbarton Board of Selectmen meeting to order for March 2nd. Only two selectmen are present today, one is absent, town administrator is present. Voting for the citizens of Dunbarton, and Mr. Lee Martell, thank you, Lee. Okay, Dave, we have some minutes from 2 weeks ago.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of February 16th, 2023 as amended. Justin did get a chance to look at these meeting minutes, even though he's out today, so. Make a motion to accept them as written,
As amended, right?
as amended.
I'll second that. Any discussion on those, Dave?
Nope. We will,
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, this is the time we open up for, public comment. Before we get right into our agenda, any public comment? I'm gonna start with this, in the room, I'm gonna go around, just raise your hand if you got any public comment. Public comment? Thank you for coming out tonight, we all know what this is about tonight, so thank you very much. Still waiting on the gentleman and his behalf. Okay, not here, then I'm gonna just continue to do this admin work. Keep going. Those public comments, Dave? Yes, it's a mailbox, right? So you want to- Dave, suggestion?
let's go with John on historical awareness.
Donna Dunn? How are you? You wanna talk to us about your issue, please?
Yeah, I wrote something down, I'll pass it out. It's nothing major, but the DHAC has two financial separate citizens accounts.
Understood?
And, just as a reminder, the one that is the archives account came into being when Bud Rose died, and he left us $5,000 to organize and make his paperwork available. He's held in his reference library. We haven't been able to work on it, because we haven't been able to find anyone. We finally decided to hire someone from the team ahead, and I expect that money to be expended, if not at the end of this year, very soon thereafter, and that account will close out.
Okay,
Okay, the people who have, who are authority, et cetera, put it all down next week. We also have, it made us do some thinking, on a regular DHAC checking account, we're about, 5,500 or something like that. We are still gonna, expend a big chunk of that. We have the Black Heritage Trail marker coming up, which is gonna be somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000. We have the school site signs that we're making, which are probably gonna run between 800 and 1,000. So we're gonna eat up a big chunk right away. We also have some responsibility to make historical house signs for the structures that used to be town entities, like old schools, the trap house, the poor farm, the East Dunbarton post office, et cetera. So the point is, we're gonna get down to about half what we have now, and a little less. We
Okay.
don't make any interest on that, like, a buck even here. And we're just wondering, is there a better way to handle it so that we're not using this cumbersome system we have right now? If I get money because I sell a book or something, I have to go to the bank deposit, and then I have to go to the check, and she has to log in. If I need money expended, I have to send an email to Pam
have gotten rid of the checkbooks. That's the whole purpose of
There is no checkbook.
going through the AP. The auditor wanted all checkbooks included in the general fund, so that's why I have a separate account set up within the system. But it's only a matter of transferring the funds from your checking account or savings account
Right.
into the general fund, so a check can get cut through the same general fund system. It's a tracking mechanism and it's for auditing purposes.
So it's not as cumbersome as I think it is.
No, it's not.
So what you were asking for is actually already done.
I didn't know that because I still get the citizen statements. So I was thinking, yeah, we still got a checking account.
We have about, 12 accounts that we track separately, and they're not commingled with the town's funds, but they're processed through the town's, BMSI system.
Okay, I thought I was doing you a big favor by getting rid of a checking account, but if it's okay the way it is,
I think it's working
then that's
fine.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for what you do too.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Don.
Yes.
I heard about green burial, and you wanna talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, green burial is nothing new, that's where our forefathers were buried, and that, because there's no embalming or anything like this, or wooden coffin that'll dissolve.
Right.
But green burial today basically is that the body is, not embalmed, no chemicals. The container that they'll be in will be either cardboard or reed, something that will be biodegradable. The depth of the grave is somewhere around 3.5 to 4 feet versus 6 feet. There's no vault or anything like that, and it's natural landscaping as much as possible. We've got 2 areas that we're looking at for possible green burials. One is down over here where there's a little water table, and that's about all we could really do with it. The other's at Page's Corner.
Okay.
By our cremains garden. And what I'd like to do is find out, first of all, how much interest there is in Dunbarton. And so I'd like to, pass out just a little information here and have them check yes, no, if they're interested, and
At town meeting you're talking about?
at town meeting, just hand it out at the door.
And the moderator sitting behind us, I guess we should run it by him.
Yeah,
Love to look into it a little further, Don.
okay,
Yeah.
because, I'm just trying to get a sampling of how people feel about it, what they know about it,
Well,
and,
could you offer it, I mean, let's say just one person wants it, could you still offer it?
oh yeah, we can still offer it. I mean, I had a request for 2 of them, yesterday, or earlier in the week.
Okay, so my issue is that just maybe add it to the menu of services that are offered at the
Well,
cemetery.
there's more to it than that, there's no RSA's on green burials, there's,
From the state,
guidelines.
at the state level.
Yeah, state level.
Does the
And-
state make you sign
And
off on an
there's so
area?
many different ways, some people like to dig the grave themselves, the family and that, we can't do that. We use dignified cemetery services for all our excavation.
Okay.
And because they can be exact, because it's 39 inches wide and 10 feet deep.
Right.
So we've got that situation, so I figured, if they wanna dig, well, they'll come and do a ceremonial shovelful like they do with the building, and then they're dignified to finish it off.
So I might suggest then, Don, to put some of your ideas together, then you can present it at town meeting,
Oh, okay,
at their last item. And that way, again, whoever's there, that way everybody can hear what you're discussing,
okay,
and go from there.
that sounds fair.
Right? But you might wanna do a little more homework.
Oh, yeah.
You
Plenty of articles in there.
It's not only articles, but the thing is, what are the pending RSA's that could be applicable? What restrictions do we have on, taking it out of not a coffin, but the vaults? I think vaults are very important to have in some cemeteries, for example. So I think we need to, I agree, a little research would be important.
State's got a
That's
regulation.
part of our concern, is that over here, there's a little water table. Where I'm suggesting that we put it is in, across the path from by the wood line. So,
You're looking at best practices too,
yeah,
so not repeating history, but just look at other, facilities that offer the same burial services and see what lessons learned can be learned from them. Okay.
the trustees, we went down to Wilton and visited their green burial, and they've had it 3 years, and they've sold 2 graves so far, so.
Okay.
we'll give you time to discuss it, Don, and then people wanna, reach out to you further.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah. The only thing is, Don, you gotta remember, that can't be considered, you can get a feel for things for the voters, or how they may feel, but remember, at the end of the day, you're not gonna have a quorum of voters there, because people wanna leave. You may get maybe a sampling of what people think.
That's all I wanna get is the same.
I think that'd be fine. I agree with the
You know, if
moderator.
there's 100 people there, and I can find out something.
If you get 100 people on the last board, I'd be very happy. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Don.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, dedicated.
okay, we're gonna go ahead with the dedication of the town report. Can we get the people in the corner, come on in?
Bring them all.
I went to
There's
see
seats up front here. One. Joe, bring your department around the corner too, there.
Department, come around the corner.
It's your department, huh?
You been there as long as they won't be. Bring it all on the side here.
Oh, you little.
Okay, well, without any further ado, I think is, I'm gonna talk about the 2022 town report dedication. And it's being dedicated to a couple, Joseph and Pamela Milliotto. I hope you didn't know about it, it's still kept a surprise. Oh, okay.
How long ago?
He is a clown. Only 2 days.
Okay,
Only
Okay.
when Pam said we were coming up, because I knew Allison asked for a picture for a reason that didn't make sense to me.
in the town report, you're gonna see a beautiful picture, it's gonna be a little colored picture, it's a beautiful picture of the couple. Okay, I'm gonna read a little bit about the couple, okay? Joe and Pam came to live in Dunbarton in 1987, and they still reside here, of course, over in Guile Hill Road. They raised 2 children, off to my right, Derek and Allison, thank you for being here. And they're also grandparents of 4 beautiful grandchildren. Okay, Pam, when she first got here, she got involved quickly with the town. She became, with her children were young, so she became a member of the PTA, Great Parents Teachers Association, and she joined the Recreation Committee, and she worked that for a while. And then, she decided to, enter into politics. She, well, before that, she joined the volunteer fire department, and she was an EMT, which I didn't know, in 91. And then in 90, she ran as politics as the Dunbarton's town treasurer, and she still holds the seat today. She's active in her local church, and she continues to be active in the community, as we see her every year at election time, because she's a ballot clerk at election time. And what I enjoy about election time more than anything else, I usually sit in as a alternate ballot clerk, and I enjoy our discussions about your puppies. Okay, and Joe,
You mean your puppy mill, don't you?
well, I don't know. I'll call it just puppies. Okay, and Joe was, when he first arrived in town, he became active as a volunteer fire department, which I did not know, in the EMT, back in 1988, shortly after he moved here. He was appointed, this is my favorite, he was one of the original town constables in 91. And, I still wanted to make it, but he won't assign me. Okay. And it was later became a police officer after that was changed, and, he's still working as a part-time police officer, serving the residents of Dunbarton. Now, he's, in 2011, he was recognized by the police department with a Distinguished Service Award, so, for all his good work. And, he's also, as a part-timer, he was even interim police department chief, as we were looking for new replacements. So he, did a vacancy did a stint as chief. And during the time, he has served with distinction under 5 different police chiefs, so he outlasted police chiefs, so it's something that's gonna be good about him. Okay, his exemplary service and dedication to community is chronicled by the many letters of thanks, appreciation, and the recognition contained in his personnel file, enough to write a book. And what is not listed here in the town report, but the thing is, he's been a stalwart contributor to, and a mentor to me personally at elections. He's been instrumental in overseeing at numerous elections, the voting counting procedures. And he makes it simple. He's not ostentatious, doesn't show off, he just gets in there and gets it done. And at the same time, he's got this little thing on his side, I keep saying, don't tase me, bro, I'm not gonna screw up. But the thing is, he does a great job with our elections, and he's been there for the majority of them, and the thing is, I've learned so much from him by watching him at elections, so thank you, Joe. So the thing is, I think the town is very fortunate to have you, both of you as members of our community, and we recognize you for the many years and dedication to the service of this town. Pam and Joe, thank you. I'm gonna give you an advanced copy of the town report to take home with the rules. And, we're gonna get you a signed version, when our other second gets in. And we're gonna get some pictures now,
Let's take that one when we get you guys a sound.
Do you have any words for us?
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dave, thank you so much.
Pam, look this way for that.
Shows your picture. I took a lot of work on that. Thank you.
All right. How's the drive to Maine going?
I'm on my way.
Allison, thank you so much, and Derek, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, folks.
Yeah.
32.
32 years, and how long you stay, another 10?
Right after Mike retires. Allison said she'd stay though.
See you on the box. Sign on you now. Yeah, I saw it.
Not this famous. Oh, no problem. I see you, Cody.
Did you see my picture?
All right. Thank you.
I tell you, one of the most difficult decisions we have every year, we go through a list of potential candidates, and we keep them alive, because, in the sense that we never retire anyone from the list. We have a list that's gone for maybe 10 years now, of potential candidates. So if you haven't been selected, there's still time.
The list goes back more than that.
Oh, no, but this is the active list.
We're trying to get them before they die.
Yes.
You'll have to talk to Don if you're too late.
Okay. Give a moment to clear out, then we'll continue the meeting.
I think we got the library's trustees.
You do, Mary, if you want to come up.
Thank you, John. John, they're testing the elevator on the 6th, in case you wanna be there, but
Hey, John, just for the record, we're moving an electrical panel tonight for you.
All right?
Yeah.
Got a bid on that?
Yes, we do.
much cheaper if we do it during the day too, so we're gonna try.
I'll come up,
And just for the record, I talked to the chief, please. He's gonna coordinate with you to make sure that you're all on the same sheet when they're gonna pull the power from the load.
That quote has it all listed out, John, just like when we met him there, the longer panel, same location.
Any time frame or?
To be determined.
I would say within a couple weeks, so they've been pretty good. So John, do you wanna be there on the 6th? I don't think you need to be for the elevator.
That's important. I've been there a couple of times when I've been there.
You'll see them, they're gonna test it on the 6th, which is Monday at 1, and then the 14th is our final state inspection.
For the public, we're talking about some of the final inspections for the town hall library restoration. The biggest, shall I say, challenge we have is the elevator and the lift, because it's gotta be state, has to have all these new entities added to it for regulations, and then it's gonna be inspected by the state.
So the state's not coming on the 6th, this is just a company, you
Yeah,
guys?
they're gonna go through the whole process, because they're gonna make sure all the connections between the alarm and everything work, and
Be very embarrassing to have the state come out and have it fail.
make sure it goes back and forth between our modem and Pro Technologies, and then the elevator company, so there's a lot of internals in there, as Alan is working on for us to make sure that all of the right ports are open at the right time to beat the firewall protections. So it's not as easy as it sounds, and a lot of people involved, 4 or 5 different people.
What time you doing?
1 o'clock on Monday. And then again on the 14th.
Gotta be, states.
Yeah. Yeah, the state's gonna go through the whole process all over again, but they just need to see it operating.
He gave me a key the other day when I was there to override it,
Oh, they did, okay,
Yeah.
good.
cause I was going over the controls over the stuff one day when I was there. So I said, you want the key now? I go, yeah. Well, I'll make it through, so.
I'll make sure that all the portal numbers and phone numbers are all listed on one page for you, so that in the future, we have a record of it.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
It's kind of related to the library.
Yeah, I'm one of the moving parts, I guess.
Exactly. Okay, we have a MOU between the Selectmen and the Dunbarton.
We've always had them,
Yeah.
selectmen and trustees, I don't know, Lee, did you give them a copy of the?
Yeah, I gave
Okay.
the one that you had here,
So,
the stamped copy is the old one.
We went up to 15 instead of 12, right?
yes, we were going up, and this, they've been modified because of the new space. You know, I don't know if you wanted to add, just to make sure that, you know, that our duties listed down and, you know.
I noticed how short your duties are and how long ours got.
That works.
We're working on seeing if we can get yours along.
Yeah, I see that.
But
The only thing I saw in here is A and B got switched on this secondary page, as opposed to this original.
Second page. That's the original A and B.
Right, then when you did this, you have B and then A, so we should, move that back to the top, I think.
That's okay. I think
Cover
we're on
page speaks to A and B,
16.
right? A, B.
A is library. which is
Yeah,
the
so we
bottom
should
on this,
slide it to the top if we can.
B is the town.
I've read through it, I don't see anything that's, out of the normal. There are some additional things there, but they're all things we've already spoke about,
Yeah,
taken care of.
this is gonna be a work in
Yeah.
progress anyways.
It's a
There may be some more things that come up too, so.
You know, there may be things we want that you're doing, or you want that we're doing, it's,
There was one thing, I have someone wrote no town policy, no alcohol policy. I was going really strong on no alcohol use at the facility and all, but thing is, in the draft, rules for the upper floor, the second floor, was someone said it would be by exception. And it would be presented to the selectmen and they could make a decision on
yeah.
it. We're still toying, we're gonna be tossing that back and forth probably another two weeks.
Could be a toast or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, the example I like to use with the question of alcohol. Could I walk in here with a beer for this meeting?
There's no rules why you couldn't. No, there is a policy of no alcohol at town.
But the thing is, I can't see that being rented out with a keg party. It would-
Oh, yeah,
that,
remember I said that we're gonna be modifying these somewhere down the road?
Right.
That's a modification, that's a while away.
yeah.
Just like the whole usage, that's gonna change.
Sure, absolutely. The thing is, I call it a living document, because we're gonna learn lessons as we go forward.
But right now, we contributed, but it was the town hall restoration committee who made up the whole document.
Yes, but this young lady over here provided some great information.
Yes.
do that, yes.
Oh, yeah, we provided
We
most
worked
of the
together.
information.
So, it's a work in progress, but the thing is, we're gonna have something as a draft as we go forward. Leo, you had a comment?
I got one question. Listening to you guys, and you mentioned the alcohol. How about smoking?
No smoking.
You guys use it? No smoking.
no, that's a no-go.
We currently have that in all town buildings.
There's two, there's, the health of the individuals and the safety issue of the building, the safety of the building. But primary, the health, respect the health of other individuals, and secondary, the building.
With the entry being so fireproof, right? Is there an area out there that would be okay for a bulletin board, a community bulletin board that, you know, people tacked up papers?
I
Or is
think-
that,
No, I think it's a possibility.
okay, I wasn't sure if that was,
I don't think there's an issue with that.
okay,
It could never burn through a roll, they're all special thickness sheet rock and whatnot.
And usually you have a certain amount of space you can cover under the fire code, so I'm sure if it's not gonna be a huge bulletin board, if it's.
I think that that's a good potential. In fact, we might have one upstairs as well.
One other point on all those suggestions for our guidelines,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better if we keep it tight and more restrictive, because we're gonna change it. But it's a lot easier to tell somebody, oh, you're gonna be allowed to do X, rather than say, we're taking away your privilege to do X.
No, I agree.
It's less headaches for you guys and for us.
We're gonna jump into it very conservatively, and I agree with you. What we don't wanna do is, we have an operation downstairs, the library. We can't have clog dancing upstairs when the library's operational. However, we could have a quiet meeting for maybe 10 people, or a small committee meeting up there.
Once,
So it's
once
gonna-
it,
yeah, it's all gonna
leave
be.
it like it is now, but then, once the second floor is open, you guys have your meeting there one Thursday in the library, and we'll move our meeting to a Thursday and be upstairs, and you can see whether it works or not.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
something like that.
So the thing is, as we said, we started, it is a living document, we're conservative, we're gonna go be, not restrictive, but conservative in our approach, rather than being liberal in the uses of it. And, we're even bantering back and forth, just to let you know, some of the things we're thinking about is a small, let's say it's a regular committee meeting, they put a deposit on there, a refundable deposit for damages, and maybe a small token cleaning fee, so the town is not held picking up trash every week and increasing our budget for trash disposal. Because like Dave suggested, we have a carry in, carry out for trash disposal, if you're gonna use the building, carry in, carry out your trash.
where are they gonna put the trash though? They're just gonna,
To be determined, yeah.
yeah.
I think a lot of places do the carry in, carry out, and that works really well,
And
and I
clean
think
up
that,
after yourself.
yeah,
Right.
if you know that that's
Guidelines.
the
Carry in,
guideline
carry
ahead
out,
of time, you'd be
I think,
prepared for it,
Yeah.
so.
But then you need a deposit to encourage them to carry out.
Exactly,
No,
and let's say someone came in, decided to, leave all their Coke cans and spilled Coke cans everywhere, and left wrappers of gum and candy everywhere. A small token deposit fee is gonna be non-refundable, and they're gonna.
We have a little bit better benefit than that, I think. I'm not in love with charging people that have helped as a town, people pay for that building and charge them to use the building. I don't think the building was designed for that. My thought is, you screw up once, you don't come back. It's as simple as that. It's approved by this board through lien, and if they screw up, they're just simply not coming back. And maybe if they screw up, that's when we charge them the fee, but I didn't wanna start.
We're gonna be discussing that, we have drafts out, we have information out, town administrators have basically looked at other towns with other policies, and also sent that to us. And so, we're gonna wait for Justin to get back, and we're gonna go through an in-depth review on the usage, okay, so that's to be determined.
You'd be hard pressed to get somebody to give you money after the fact, especially
If
if
they
you're
want-
telling them they're not gonna use it
If
again,
they wanna come back, then they'd have to pay.
the
Well,
next
the thing is-
time they came
Yeah,
back.
if they screwed up,
I
But
see
those
what you're
are
and
all
they come back and say,
proposals.
hey, we made
I'm
an error.
just saying, you know,
Because.
typically, you charge ahead of time, and like you said, it's refundable, so you give it
What
back
I'm
if
worried
you
about
leave
is
the
your
place.
501Cs and stuff that don't have a lot of money.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, but
they're
you charge
trying-
a nominal fee, $25, they're gonna be able to come up with that.
But, that's what we're gonna work it out, and the thing is, Dave and I have different opinions, I like to have $1,000 nominated.
Well, no, it's good that you have different opinions, cause you're supposed to be representing the whole
Yes.
town, so that's.
And so we'll be bantering some ideas back and forth, and we'll come to a compromise between the three of us.
You know, one thing that we didn't write down here are, currently, as the only tenant in the building,
Yes.
I've been the fire monitor contractor person, the
Okay.
person. I've been the alarm company
Person.
and security alarm person. So I get the calls at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get the calls, you know, when the fire department is, when it's in test mode or whatnot. And I'm wondering if I could be taken off.
Well, the thing is, I might make it so, the thing is, if the doors can be attributed to the ownership. Like, in other words, the people using the upstairs are gonna have a key code to get on upstairs. They may not be able to get into your area.
Right, no,
No,
well,
You know,
that's not
No,
what
she's
we're
talking
talking
about.
about.
If the alarm goes off.
In the
they
middle of the
call
night.
her in the
I
alarm.
get the call.
Oh, I
It should
didn't-
be John
But
Wigan.
still, I thought I took you off that list.
I haven't had one in a few months, but I mean, I
This is
wanna,
Pro Technologies that.
Pro Technologies and, Rapid Response.
I don't think there's a reason for you to be
And the
called at 2 o'clock in the
No,
morning.
this shouldn't be.
Doors unlocked, lights on, left on,
Yeah,
No, it should be the police department.
Exactly.
or alarm ringing.
okay. We'll take that perhaps.
Now, in the course of my general operating of the library, I don't mind being called if there's an alarm going on. If something is in trouble over there, call me. I'll make sure the right people get it, but I don't think I'm the fire person anymore.
I think I had directed all those calls to go to the police department. So.
So we'll reach out to them again,
Just to make sure.
Yeah,
and I'm in touch with the owner of Pro Technologies, so I'll make sure he works on that.
yeah,
And the alarm system has been, Pro Technologies has been so much superior than
yes,
our previous
Oh, yes.
contractor, I'll leave it at that. It's been a major improvement,
certainly,
I'd say maybe 200%.
yeah. I agree.
Okay, anything else we need to go through on this, I think it's pretty straightforward, so.
I think that
Yeah.
you were all pretty much on the same page.
I'd say, when we get this together, we'll sign our report next meeting, and we'll make sure we pass it to,
Okay.
for you, for
And
our next meeting.
get the final usage plan. If you need us, we're available.
I appreciate that. I said,
I'd like to give them a quick update while you're, trustees are here.
sure,
Chicoine has just a few pieces of hardware to put on the exterior entry door. And I see a little bit of painting that needs to be done, like around the elevator entry door. Touch up on Mary's floor, the staining to match there. Just at the threshold. Very, very minor things to be done. And then they're gonna have a cleaning company or themselves come in, people they hire to clean, and clean that from head to toe. Monday, I have the transfer station guys wiping down the upstairs floor and the stage area and the stairs going down the back. So that we don't, as some contractors are working in the upstairs town hall section, they don't carry the dust down through the stairwell there. As much as possible, cause it's pretty dusty up there now. So, at town meeting, after we get those inspections there, I think that, we're ready to roll with Mary going ahead and using that entryway.
Opening the line.
open the lower half, yes.
Yeah.
The lights are all working?
No,
Lights are all working.
well, the exteriors are not.
They just turn the knob off, the lights work.
Oh, well, yes, but they need to be,
So, what Mary's talking about is the outside lights seem too bright for the Zellers across the street. They do work. One of the things started the lights
Sensor.
flashing. So he was looking into getting a new sensor on that light. But we've asked him to bring in some lower wattage bulbs to make it not so bright. The problem is they're daylight to dusk, which the architect picked out. They're not set up on a timer. Those lights not only power those lights, but some of the interior lights, so they can't really be set up on a timer. And if they were set up on a timer to stop at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and the meeting went longer, and people went out there and there was no lights, it wouldn't be right. So I'm gonna talk with the architect, and all we can think about is maybe doing a dimmer light on there.
Strong sunglasses.
No, you gotta be respectful of the neighbors.
So,
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's talking about, yeah.
so we have some, some small stuff like that, but other than that, all the rest of the lights are all up.
So there's a good chance after the 14th, when the state comes through, we could be open.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not, even if we don't open up the upstairs, the elevator would have no use anyway, so
Right.
you'd still,
We don't have to worry about the
when that
elevator.
gets cleaned out, you guys should be able to
We
function.
just have to worry about the doors being
other
able to be
thing-
locked
Correct.
and the
Yeah.
area cleaned up, and
See,
number.
And Mary has your door locked.
I do,
Right, but I mean the other doors.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are we waiting on a certificate of occupancy?
No, we don't do
No.
one,
No, no.
cause you're already there, so.
No, what happens is the architect gives us a certificate of substantial completion. And the architect's already been through once and given Chicoine a punch list,
Yes,
and they've worked through most of that punch list.
yeah.
So, as far as that goes, now upstairs is all drywall and all been, had all been finish coated with plaster and,
That's good.
mud, and it's all sanded. So upstairs is already, I had the guys in from the transfer station to get some more trash today to clean up. And they're gonna wipe down the floors just so we don't spread it. So the next thing is I'm meeting 2 more painters here tomorrow and 1 more flooring guy.
One more thing, John Wigan has a key to run the elevator as a fire person. Are we gonna be able to shut that elevator off during the day when nobody's going upstairs?
No. What do you mean shut it off? Why would you do that?
Kids coming in through that door,
What about them?
if they wanna play with it,
It's just like any other elevator. If nobody's watching them and they wanna hit the button and go up the stairs and come back down and, you know, whoever's bringing them there, whether it's a teacher or parent, you know, that's their
Okay.
job. The elevator doesn't get turned on and off like that.
alright.
You know, it's a public building at that point, and when they come in,
See, I went so far, I understand your concern, but I went so far that, someone who's not handicapped should not be using it. We're gonna address that with some language in our policy. I don't want it to be used for like, all right, I'm gonna take a family of 4 up there, my kid, the neighbor's kid, and the other kid. No, that's what the staircase is for. The whole purpose of the elevator, the lift was for elderly or handicapped individuals who can't navigate staircases.
It's quite small.
Right.
Could be used as a doorway.
Well, that's, I don't want it to be used for.
What is the maximum?
it'll be stated right on there when the
Yeah.
state does it.
Okay. And we didn't go, huge then, it was a lift for, to bring up a handicapped individual.
Yeah.
So it can
Oh,
be,
yeah.
That was the main reason for all of this work.
exactly, so we could
Door
go,
wasn't handicap accessible.
exactly.
Yeah,
Now,
there's only enough room in there for a wheelchair and one
I'm
person.
just, you know, I know kids, they
oh, I'm with you,
Yeah, you just can't shut it off and on, because if somebody was caught,
yeah.
you know, you don't want that responsibility either, it's all. No, I'm not too worried about people messing around with stuff. Have you seen Mary over there?
Good
I'm
point.
gonna put some mirrors up.
I'm not even sure why we're talking about those kids are gonna be in trouble.
Did you think it's time for us to move our exterior book drop over?
no, I would not.
Okay,
I think the day we open that to the public, we'll move it over, that should be easy to do.
Okay. Anything else from the library trustees and the library director?
Good. Well, it looks like it's gonna be very good.
Thank you.
The standard door coming in will be a key, just like it always was, like this door is. So we will unlock that one and unlock the panic bar like you normally do on these doors. And then your door will be a punch code. The
no
entry
punch
door-
code on the outside?
No,
No?
the access bars don't allow them to be used together.
That's too bad.
Gail sent them all to us thinking it would work, and all the parts they said did not make it function. So that touchpad on that door is coming off.
Okay. So when someone uses the, wants to use the upstairs space, they're gonna have to get the key from,
Yeah.
and the key will, not a duplicated one, I guess.
So
Oh,
that
well, that's
key
too
will
bad.
get into the building, and then they'll have the touchpad to get into the
Upstairs.
room, and you have your own touchpad.
Yep.
So Mary's keys lock are all key like front and back of her building, so nobody can get in there when they come down the back stairs or front stairs or
Yeah.
anything.
Is there gonna be a keypad upstairs too?
There is. So there's keypad upstairs that you give numbers to. They sent me an email, there's a little iPad that they suggested we buy and have them all on. So you guys can adjust them and build them, put people's names down on the pattern.
The thing is, sometimes we have entry, like meetings, the passcode would be a temporary passcode to expire after, it'll be changed the following day.
Everyone
Yes.
here has their own passcode. so-
That's
Yeah,
fine.
which is more like she'll do, so.
Yeah.
Those people that come back all the time will always have their passcodes.
Okay.
And you can do the same thing, all your employees can have their own passcode, so you know who's in there and
Yeah.
who's coming and going.
I like inside door, so you can just press the button and it locks. So, you
So
know,
Mary was hesitant, but now she's loving it.
I'm getting there, it's kind of cool.
But thank you again for coming in, and then we'll have another good year of, working with us.
It'll be a different year out of, every
You-
single
I have to say,
3 years.
it's been a challenge- it's been a challenging year.
1, 2,
It's been a
3
challenging
years.
year.
Now,
Yeah.
we'll see what this
But we
brings.
got through it though.
I'm
We
gonna have to
just
have a
got there.
vacation.
You've got the days,
I'm
use
going
them.
to Aruba.
You're gonna have to talk to the
Nice.
trustees.
Not on our budget, Mary.
Time off. She loves the job so much.
Again, we wanna thank you guys for your help during this project. Not hearing a bunch of stuff in the background has really helped us as selectmen, keeping it rolling and
It's been
not
okay.
having to hear a bunch of,
My-
bad
my-
publicity,
my-
because you
my
have
favorite-
gone out of your way.
My favorite was when it was raining and they didn't weatherproof it, and I got a call, there's water in the building.
Well, that was the only real issue we had. The rest, we just, we tolerate
Well,
the jet.
Although we did have some neighbors
Some
complaining about
use it,
dumpsters being used.
Dumpsters and porta potties.
When you do a renovation, what else can you do besides use a dumpster?
Well, there were some issues, but things, I won't go into it, but everything's been resolved, and nothing was done, shall
You
I
can't
say.
please 100% of the people 100% of the time.
But I think we did a good job overall.
Oh, well, and I wanna thank our library patrons and people from town who supported us, because without their support and love and affection,
I think your walkway's been really well maintained out to the front as well, the transfer
Yes,
station.
Woody's
Oh, Woody is
spectacular.
fantastic.
I mean, his edges are like,
Yeah. I've been looking at them when I come through, they're doing a great job keeping them up and open, and that's the way it should be, so.
Okay. So I say thank you.
Thank you.
I could go back
Okay.
that way.
DLL. I got it right now, I'm going to the mailbox now. Okay, got another from DLL, from the routine safety inspection. Matter, the thing is, sufficient evidence is provided, to support a finding that the violations have now been corrected and the matter is now closed. I love it.
This is the Department of Labor for anybody that didn't know who DOL is.
We had a safety inspection across many buildings and across town, from the fire department to this building to the transfer station. And we had deficiencies, they thought we were a model, in the sense of how we, the employees would meet together on the risk management.
Yep.
And we were, not a lot of towns don't do that, they like that, but they still gave us a list of violations.
Why would you find one?
Say again? Oh, we got find one, yeah.
Not doing their job, right?
Okay, okay, we just, this is, we got a notice, was an email, we got a copy of the email also, Dave, the violation of the zoning ordinance of a resident town, and this corrective action's been asked to be done by April 1st. It is.
No, I put that as the second one.
Oh, I got a second.
This is
Yeah, well, it's okay. Dave got it last. That's it, Dave, if you could read, that's also an
Okay.
email. All right, read that, okay?
Circle that one.
All right. We got a request for the Pioneer Sportsman Club to, they have to, by RSA, they have to ask permission to hold one or more raffles. They wanna hold a raffle in 2023 to support the youth program. I have no issues with that.
Yeah, I suggest we approve that, we did it in 2022 for them, and it's a youth program that they've been developing, and I think it's a good thing.
Okay. Concessions, we already approved that.
okay.
Police department update. You got an email from the chief. They've got a donation again of, some equipment from the, United States Deputy Sheriff's Association. Tactical, trauma kits and tactical flashlights, no charge. He's got a, they're doing a external review of their, SOPs. There was, information on here. They got new body, Motorola body cams, which have been installed. just to let you know, we have, we're changing our Motorola body cameras, in a sense that it was a very circuitous a very difficult process. They'd have to download it, put it into a computer, download files. It was just one step after one step, too many steps, so it was almost a burden on every officer to download a information body cam. These new body cams, it's like plug and play, you know, protect the population and the officers, so that's a good thing. And just to let you know, Dave, for this, we have some interviews ongoing and screening ongoing for potential candidates. And just to let the public know, we're still down 2 full-time officers in our police department, and we're still, we're actively recruiting. And they have to go through wickets, a variety of wickets before they become eligible or even a candidate, and, we have 2 potentials right now. Okay, I don't know what this is about, Lean, this, Dave,
Dave could probably talk about it. Margaret Walken.
Margaret Watkins.
Yeah, at one of the meetings just a little while back, Lean had notified me that the, Concurrent Town Forest Committee, has an additional amount of money that was, set aside from Will Brown. It appears to be a charitable trust that they can use the interest only of, which is very little to none. And, Margaret Watkins is gonna reach out to see if there's something we can do about being able to use some of that money, other than just the interest only, because there's virtually nothing to use at that case, so, she's gonna reach out to see if that's something that is allowable. And, it's gonna be worked through the Browns attorneys as stated in the original agreement. So Margaret's gonna go through that stuff just so that we understand what monies are allowed to be used or not.
Thank you, Dave. As a follow-up, remember that we are supposed to be accepting some property, just a corollary to that,
For
town forest, I believe? Town conservation,
conservation,
yes.
that has already, transpired, there was no required, signature by the town, it was all their attorneys and the
Yeah, Mike had signed the
auctioneer.
original paperwork.
Saying, that was just an extension, but the deed itself was the, bank or their companies signing the property over to us, so that has been recorded.
So they are, it's
We
all,
officially own it, and, the conservation agreed to pay the December tax bill that wasn't paid, because it's in current use, it's only like an $18 fee, but rather than get an abatement to last year's warrant, they're going to, pay that, and that will, zero out balance, and going forward, it'll become part of the, town on exempt properties.
That's a 44-acre piece off of the Legate Road extension, I guess.
On the backside of, so we'll make that whole section whole, which will be nice.
Meets up with the town forest area.
only reason it was in limbo, so whether we had a signed deed, whether we had a close on it, and I just wanna make sure we're closing.
Yeah, we're all
Okay.
closed, it's already been recorded, money has been transferred, and we're all good.
Okay. Next item, we have an injury claim that, report of an injury claim requiring medical follow-up. David, did you make sure to read that? Also, one of your departments. Okay. When you're ready.
How long ago was this place? It's,
Can you see it's highlighted?
yeah, 5/10 of 2014. Are they signing off on it, or
No, it's just it's a continuation.
just a continuation? Okay.
There's still a few restrictions here too. Okay,
Can we double check the restrictions?
sure. Please take us through that. All right, next item is, we have also, Donna White gave us some information on the CIP. She also emailed to us. I thought it was a great summary paper and some more information we should be aware. Some people, we should read that. We all got an email.
I did read that, we used it yesterday at our meeting.
Okay, great, great.
It was good to have that, discussion that she sent to us showing what was allowable for us to do as selectmen.
Right.
Yeah, and yes, that meeting was basically to prioritize the applications and the
question some of those items which we wanna get done, it's all about funding in the future. Okay, unfortunately, I have to report to the public, a police vehicle was involved in an accident, near, Tuesday night, when it was, over Robert Rogers. There was a rollover and, the police department responded to it, another car came speeding around at 40 miles an hour, slid sideways into our vehicle and damaged our vehicle. We're getting it evaluated right now, there were no injuries for any party, it was just vehicle damage, and, insurance is gonna cover it. And this looks like the person liable was the person speeding, I'll leave it at that, and it's, gonna be a work in progress getting that vehicle repaired. It is repairable, I understand, because it was still drivable, so that's good news. But the better news was there were no injuries. Any questions, Dave?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just glad that, nobody hurt.
Okay, we got a dues invoice, for Central Regional, New Hampshire Regional Planning Commission for,
So our
Is
members,
it $1 for every person, is that what
It's $1.25, but we are part of the Central New Hampshire Regional Planning, Commission. They work for the town through a membership, dues. And, then we reach out to them and utilize them for a lot of support services in the town. But what I found interesting is that we just had the, 2020 census, that said we are at 3,005. And that is basically saying that through the Office of Planning and Development, that the estimated Dunbarton population is 3,060.
so can we get that clarified?
Oh, well, I'm just saying it's probably going up with all the construction that's
Okay.
going on, and it's probably very accurate.
That was budgeted for.
That was budgeted, but I
One
just,
by 55 people.
yeah,
Just to let you know, the Central, New Hampshire Regional Planning Commission, for the public, what they do to help us, they help us with the zoning, they help us with planning, they help us with, traffic surveys, a variety of things to make this town livable and help maintain this town.
yeah,
They-
FEMA applications.
They've been instrumental in helping us get through many, bureaucratic, challenges, I'll leave it at that. Agreed? All right, next item. All right, we have, quotes, this is for Irish Electric for the basement estimate. And Dave,
I'll speak to it,
Please.
if you want to give me those quotes.
yeah,
Okay, the board asked me to meet with Irish Electric on a few of our needs here, local. Down in the basement of the town hall there, I don't know if any of you have been down there. The lighting is so dim you can barely see, there's probably 4 or 5 light fixtures working. There's another 4 or 5 that just need bulbs and a little rewiring. There's no switches when you come down either side of stairs. So you're in the dark, I'm not even sure where the switches are, I know where one is.
yeah, 'cause I know of one at the top of the stairs in that front foyer. That's the only one where.
well, bottom line,
So bottom line is, they're gonna put, 9 new fixtures in down there, make the switches in the proper location, so you turn them on and you can actually see what you're doing in that area down in the basement. It's all been cleaned out.
say again?
Where's your sense of adventure?
I cleaned all that adventure out of there. So it's very clean down there now, the transfer station guys did a great job cleaning it out. The tanks are down there, 2 new equipment rooms, one is for the elevator and one is for the sprinkler system. A thank you to JR for coming to move the water heater, you got that bill in, okay? But he did move it, so that's out of the way, so we're all cleaned up down there, we're just waiting. Their proposal.
900, second page.
Their quote, provide labor materials for the following, install 9 new keyless lamp hold light fixtures in the basement and connect to existing lights. And bring 20 LED screw-in lamps to leave extras with us, and their total on that was $990. I make a motion that we accept that bid to get that work done.
I'll second the motion, do we have any more discussion? I think we already approved it, just when I wanna get a quote from,
Yeah.
so let's make it happen. All in favor? Aye. Okay, second quote from Irish Electric, there's nothing to do with town money.
Yeah, this quote from Irish Electric was asked to by the Crisanos for their upgrades to the second floor. This is gonna add, looks like 9 new 20 amp circuits for stage lighting, stage speakers, the AV curtain or mirror to come down, or a curtain to hang down. All of the extra lighting that they need to plug in for the front and back of the stage. So all the wiring for that advanced, and to demo all the old stage lighting that's hanging and all taped up there, was $59.90. They've already provided the funds for them. So we can go ahead and send the approval for that one to Lean.
Oh, so, cause someone's approved it?
They haven't approved it, they've signed the funds for it though.
Oh, can we, so I should let
Send it to
Margaret,
copy, yep,
no, cause they're in charge of it.
that's right.
Okay.
All right, the last one, let's move away from the library, let's start at the fire station.
Okay, the last one, I
We have
met
two,
with them.
we have two quotes.
Yeah. So we had an original quote that we approved as
It's
a
right
board of
there.
selectmen.
Yep, and then you can see how it was encumbered.
Yeah, many
Because-
years back, it was covered for $3,300 to replace the, breaker panel, over at the fire department. The 200 amp, service was maxed out there. They're gonna continue to have a 200 amp service, but they're gonna make it a 40 slot instead of a 20 slot. And they're gonna move all of the piping around to exist it. That was originally bid out at $3,300 in 2022, and we approved it back when Bob, and they've never come, even though we've made several calls to come and do the work, so I was asked to have Irish Electric come out and do it, and their bid for the same work was $22.10.
Oh, is that right? I thought it was,
No, whether they were gonna add, if they had to do it on weekends, they're gonna add another $800 onto that.
Yeah, and Mike spoke with the chief of police and said that in the fire department, and they can close down that building during work hours, so we can pay the $22.10, so we're saving, what's that, $1,000. We're going with Irish Electric, and they've continued to be very service oriented with us, so.
so that's encumbered funds, which is gonna use a different vendor,
Yep.
and then the remainder will lapse into the surplus.
Surplus.
Yeah.
So,
So actually, we have enough with what we've encumbered to pay for the lights in the basement,
More than some. Okay,
really.
Yeah.
You could use that money there, either way, it doesn't come out of the same.
but it goes into maintenance fund.
yeah,
So that was good.
so all set to go,
Yeah, if you
let
can,
them know.
and send it to Irish Electric, all three of them to go.
Right.
And I guess if they can implement it as soon as possible, it would be great.
Okay, we have next item is the, BK systems on the library fire alarm testing. Dave kinda alluded to that earlier in the meeting. It's gonna be a Monday, correct, Dave?
Yep, that's right.
Again, part of it is just so, they don't get egg on their face when the state comes to inspect us. The problem is, they don't have their act together when the state comes, we're getting in the queue, and the queue can be months. And so we're doing a dry run to make sure we're ready for the state.
So they're gonna be 5 different vendors there to get the elevator operation, going, get the elevator company to come. You have the IT guy that does the portholes and stuff for the library, Alan. You have Pro Technologies, which does the, system. You've got the alarm company there, and then the electrician that did the wiring for it, so.
Just so the public knows, there's like video that has to be shot from say you go up the elevator and it gets stuck halfway, what is the new requirement? They have to have a video line that shoots off an emergency message out to the response company.
So the emergency response would see the message and say whether it's audio or video, get that back to the appropriate alarm company, and that goes to the police and fire. And then so everybody, they stay on video while they're stuck there, so.
Could I ask for clarification, what did that is it an inspection that they conducted, the BK systems? Or they
No.
just did the install, I'm not sure what the purpose of that.
Let me read the email, I think that's
And
different.
what I will do then is put that report in the lot file for the school, the library, so that in the event you need to look at it in the future, we'll have that record in it.
Oh, this is a separate test.
Another test for that's just a fire alarm.
It's a fire alarm only, they did a complete system check on that, and this does need to go. I also sent it to the architect, showing their approval.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't need to do it.
So I forwarded to you and the architect.
Yeah,
You could CC Chicoine on it, I don't know if they got a copy.
okay.
Okay, last, we have an email from the transfer station, just a department update. So it just came in this afternoon. We lost one, part-time this week, Dave?
Yep, I talked to him.
And, there's no urgency, the other, part-timers would like to pick up more hours, so there's no urgency, and so, Woody will be working with Lean to arrange a replacement, probably in the next 60 days.
Yeah, I did, I know he wanted to hold off, and I did ask him, I said, don't wait too long, only because I'd like to get somebody in place and trained, so you keep up to your vacation schedule with the coming summer, so.
There's a plastic, okay, they're looking to get rid of old wooden tables, or no,
What do you wanna do with that?
the wooden tables,
Whose email's that?
Woody's,
Woody's?
they've got the wooden tables, that are the old wooden tables, I know some of them are disrepair.
So the tables are primarily the real old ones, the heavy wooden ones?
They are, but do you know,
Do we wanna,
for upstairs in that town hall, I don't, only a couple of them need a repair, the rest are real rugged tables, I think we should keep them. And use them in there if we need
You
them.
put a
Is there
clock
room?
on them, they're fine.
Yeah, they do.
is there room upstairs somewhere to put them?
Not as of yet, but I'm working on that, so, do we have to move them from where they are now? Are they ready?
That's the impression that I got from Woody, he did touch on it a little bit when he stopped by the office, but,
I'll check with, maybe Jeff has a spot we can put them until we get that done up there.
he does have his trailer that's empty, almost completely empty, the outside trailer with the stairwell that he has, he puts a lot of his signage and outs.
Okay, maybe we could put them in there for now, I'll touch base with them.
Okay,
With,
Or you could lean and just let Woody know then.
yep.
just to store them temporarily. Okay. I'd like to open up for public comment now. Back row. Bob, go ahead.
Fred Muller, second floor town hall, a couple suggestions, I had my parents' 50th wedding anniversary there, that was, shows you how long ago that was. Our requirement was that the town had provided a dry mop and a dustpan and broom, and we had to dry mop the floors when we're done.
Yep.
And sweep up any dirt and everything else, so that could be done without hiring somebody. Whoever-
Those dry mops are still up there, Fred.
Two of them. I didn't burn them out, huh?
They are still, I moved them today.
Also, this elevator, I wouldn't be so restrictive on that. As an example, if you wanted to have a play or something, or the school wanted to do something, they might have to get some equipment up to the elevator, so.
But it's not meant, Fred, the challenge I have, let's say the elevator breaks down,
But,
that's the end of the event.
yeah,
It could be months, but it could be, we gotta get in the queue, then it's gotta be inspected again, then we're, just by, so two men can, instead of putting in the elevator,
I
walk up the
understand that,
stairs.
but just kind of be open-minded.
For something heavy, yes, but it's not designed to be a freight
I
elevator.
understand, yeah.
Okay, and again, I want it to be used for what it's designed for. And, to bring up like, a couple cans of refreshments, I'm sorry, that's not gonna cut it for me.
Right.
You know, it's a public building, and the elevator's gonna have the ratings on it and stuff, and if you go to public buildings, they don't have, big signs, do not use this elevator, it's just a public building.
Yes,
And you-
but at the same time, it's like, gentlemen, one thing we put in there, like, the sponsored event, if you're gonna have children there, we don't wanna, they're responsible to make sure children don't go up and down the elevator all afternoon. Because once it breaks, the thing is, we're hurting again. And the thing is, we put a lot of effort into making sure this is, usable. And to use it for that purpose is one thing. But let's say we didn't have the requirement was to have an elevator for handicapped people. It wasn't designed for anything else but for handicapped people.
Yeah.
And that's how I like to restrict it.
Yeah, I do think, we'll have some of those essential tools like that push brooms. And we might even have a trash can there with bags, but they're gonna be hauled out, that type of thing, a rolling one or something like
Because,
that.
like I said, I did that many, many years ago, and everybody who used that second floor did the same thing. We used to have square dances up there and everything else, and after that, their responsibility to dry mop the floor and, pick up any dirt.
Got a question for you though.
Sure.
Did they have a champagne toast?
No,
Okay.
not there.
Okay, very, very good. Anything else, Fred? Thank you. Your comments are well received.
Yeah.
Okay. Don, anything? Oh, anything? Okay, back to the board. I'll take it to the town administrator.
everything's going well and, making progress in a lot of our.
Would you say you're almost like 10 months ahead of schedule for your
Oh,
reconciliation?
absolutely, we've
10 months
reconciled through January, so we're on track, we haven't gotten the December, February statement yet, so we're on track for, reconciliation, hope to keep it up going forward.
Okay. I just wanna put a shout out to our road agent, I think the roads have been in great shape, I mean, he's been getting these nuisance storms, I mean, yeah, I complain about the sand on the road, but the thing is, at least I'm not sliding off the road. And so, I just wanna give a good shout out to the road agent for the good work he's done this year, keeping the roads clear. Dave, anything else with you?
I went around 360 this morning.
But Dave, it's
I
all,
did, but I came out, and so that was good.
it's all about the speed.
Did you spill any coffee, Dave?
No, I didn't spill my coffee. It would've been a little easier if I didn't have that in my hand, though.
Okay.
The only other thing I have for me, I think, most of the library stuff, I'm gonna be meeting with another vendor for the floors, so I'd like to make decisions on the painting of the walls and the floors.
Yeah, 2 to 3 vendors.
Really is next
I like that, 3 vendors.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So, we should be able to make those decisions here next week, I'm hoping.
I think that would be a wise, okay?
And we will be meeting with the moderator and the town clerk next Thursday, so.
Yeah, I did use some additional hours from Woody without coming to the board to get that mocked down, because the guys said they had time available next
The
Monday.
thing is, it was a standing order, I look at a standing order to get that work done,
Well,
because,
my thought is if Chicoine cleans that building next week, and then if everybody tracks that dust down through the building, then we're paying to have that all cleaned again and again and again, so if we mop it down, it will limit some of that.
no, it's, when we started, 3 weeks ago, when we had to go up there, I thought it was gonna be a continuing thing until we get done with the building. Because drywall sanding was a mess.
Yeah, and that's all sanded now.
Right, understood.
Now, we are gonna have to sand floors if they do the floors, but that'll be a step after that. At least those guys will be vacuuming it, because they'll be finishing it, so.
But it's gonna need a general cleanup again after the floors, windows, doors, everything else is gonna be wiped out again. Okay. Motion, Dave.
Motion to adjourn at, wow, can I, 8:09.